Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America, and in this video, we're going to talk about the actual cost for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 70-year-old female. Now, keep in mind, you can always go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com. Pretty much every page on our website has one of these quoters, and we are licensed in all 50 states. So you just click and select the state that you want, the coverage, fill in your birthday amount, click send. It's going to pull up a full quote that shows all the insurance companies available to you and actual pricing. I'm going to show you that in this video in just a moment too. But let's do first things first. So what you really want to do is understand, is $15,000 worth of coverage for a 70-year-old female going to be enough? Now, there's basically two options out there. There's cremation and there's having a funeral. Now, if you're going to have a cremation, $15,000 is more than enough. No issues whatsoever. The average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, that's just if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Nothing fancy. And if you're going to have some sort of celebration of life or remembrance of life ceremony, typically that's going to bump it up to like $3,500 to $4,500 at the time this video was made anyway. And let's take a look at that, the burial. You know, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. If you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, they would typically help you, no problem at all. Now, it's not going to be anything fancy, so just be aware of that. It's kind of the average. Some places are lower, some places are higher. But at $15,000 at age 70, what you've done is really just inflation-proof your plan, because if you're 70 years old, you probably want to make it to 75, 80, perhaps even older. And we just know that as time goes on, things get more expensive due to inflation. So $10,000 is probably enough right now, but you may want a little bit more coverage in the future, which is why some people would get $15,000 and even $20,000 depending on your budget. But when talking about that budget, you know, the most important thing is have some insurance. So if money's a little tight and if $10,000 is all you can afford, do the $10,000. You know, you're better off having something than nothing, because if you don't have $10,000 worth of insurance, your family's going to have to come up with that money. And that's the exact thing you don't want. And just keep in mind, if all you can do is afford $10,000 today, we can always help you add more coverage later too. One thing we just really discourage is just over-insuring. A lot of times people will say, hey, I want to get $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 because I'd like to leave some money behind for my kids. Just understand that age 70, the insurance is getting more expensive, and the more insurance you get, the more it's going to cost. And as a rule, we would rather see you get just enough insurance for your needs and then save that extra money. Spend it on your family and your loved ones while you're alive. You'll have those memories, and they'll have those memories for the rest of their lives. So just kind of keep that in mind. Just be responsible with your dollars. And then the other thing we really tell people they really want and what they should go for is first day coverage. And what that means is that hypothetically, if you got your policy on the first of the month and you died on the second of the month, the policy would pay out. Now you've got to watch out for all the 2-year waiting period plans out there. Be really careful. I'll go over those in just a minute. But as far as the first day coverage, a lot of times people say, yeah, but there's health questions and I've got some health issues. Yeah, but we work with a number of different insurance companies so that we can typically work around most of the health issues that you're going to have and still get you first day coverage. Really, it's only the most major things that will allow you not to get first day coverage, like if you had a terminal illness and you're going to die in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you were on dialysis, or in a hospital or a nursing home. Kind of just really more significant, terrible health conditions. Now, the other thing that happens sometimes is people call us and they say, well, you know, I need this insurance. You know, we had a family member die this last week. The body's down at the funeral home. They didn't have insurance. We don't have the money. So we need to get this insurance right away so that we can pay the funeral home and get them buried. And we have to let them know that There's no insurance company in the United States or the world, I'm sure, that will allow you to get insurance on somebody who's already dead. It just doesn't work that way. So it's really sad situation that somebody didn't have insurance. They didn't think of their family. They put them in this situation, and now they have just almost no options. So really the only thing you can do in that case is learn from their mistakes and get this insurance now before you need it. Let's talk about 2-year waiting period plans. So Colonial Penn, they advertise a lot. Their $9.95 plan is the one they advertise on TV. And it gets a lot of people excited, especially 70-year-old females, thinking they're going to get $20, $30, $40, $50,000 worth of insurance for $9.95. And nothing could be further from the truth. I get a little choked up once in a while thinking about that. So yeah, let's take a look at what that would be here. And again, Colonial Penn's 2-year waiting period policy, their $9.95 plan. There's other $9.95 or other 2-year waiting period plans out there too, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha products, a 2-year waiting period. AIG, Gerber. There's a whole bunch of different insurance companies out there that offer these plans, and they've done a pretty good job of convincing the American public that, you know, when you're shopping for these policies, the only thing you can get is a 2-year waiting period policy. Nothing could be further from the truth, because we help people with first day coverage every single day of the year. So if we look right here, we have a female age 70, and over here, if you look, one unit is $9.95. So for $9.95 with Colonial Penn, you only get $1,000. And with this per unit pricing, it's very unusual to actually get an even amount like this. For the most part, it's very difficult to get $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 through the Colonial Penn. For some reason, female age 70 is the magic age where that happens. But a lot of times it's going to show up as like $783 or $1,137 or something like that. Really odd numbers. It's kind of frustrating for folks when they want $5,000 or $10,000. So if you're a 70-year-old female, you can get this pulled off. But we're going to look at $15,000. So we know that one unit's $1,000. The $9.95 plan with Colonial Penn, you can only get 15 units. So just be aware of that. Let's see if this comes out as $15,000. There we go. By a stroke of luck, it does. So Colonial Penn, for $15,000, that's 15 units. That'd be $149.25. I'm just going to round that up to $150. It's easy math. So let's go over to our quoter, and let's take a look here. We're going to put in $15,000 for a female, age 70. Here we go. Get quote. Again, we're going to go back and take a look. $150. We're just rounding numbers. Make it easy math for me. So we come over here, and Trinity Life Insurance Company, this company we work with, terrific company. When it says level here, that means first day coverage. Level means first day coverage. And it's $76.76. Now, let's go back and look at this. Right around $150, 76. Half of 150 would be $75. So the Colonial Penn is almost 200% more expensive than another insurance company out there with first day coverage. And remember, Colonial Penn, you have a 2-year waiting period. So why would you spend almost twice as much for a policy that has a 2-year waiting period? And keep in mind, you're going to overpay on that policy for the rest of your life. So 70, 75, you're paying almost $75 more a month, 7 times $12.96. So right around $1,000 a year. I'm just using rough math here. Right around $1,000 a year, you're overpaying. And if you, as a 70-year-old female, live another 10 years, you'd be paying roughly $10,000 more over the next 10 years. And why would you ever overspend? Why would you ever get an insurance policy that was like twice as much? It doesn't make sense, especially if you want first day coverage. Let's look at a couple of other insurance companies here real quick. Try to find one that advertises quite a bit. So Lincoln Heritage, fine company, level coverage, but look at their pricing, $113. And we go back here, 113 versus 76. So if we go 80 to 130, 20, say it's roughly $30, and we know it's like probably $35, $36 more. I'm just using easy math. $30 more a month, that would be $360 a year. That'd be $3,600 after 10 years. And I kind of shorted the math a little bit. So it's probably roughly around $4,000 more expensive over the next 10 years. And the reason Lincoln Heritage is a little more expensive is they've got a service where when you pass away, they'll call 2-3 different funeral homes, kind of do a couple other things to try to save you the most money, shop around for the family so that the family doesn't have to do that. But, is that worth $4,000 to have them do that for you? Is that worth giving up $4,000 of your money over the next 10 years? Well, we do at Funeral Funds, we just have a funeral and estate planning guide. We provide that free of charge. You can fill that out in advance, keep it with your policy, and when you pass away, all that information there is for your family. They're going to know that you love them and that you cared for them and that you prepared for this day that was going to be one of the worst days in their life, and they will be grateful. So again, go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quarter too that's funeralfunds.com/YouTube. That'll take you to a special page. You can get access to our quarter, get the most discounts. Also, you can call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. And we are licensed in all 50 states. So if you just need help getting pricing for the coverage you want today, we can help you with that. If you want to price check your current policy to make sure you've got the best deal, we can help you with that. If you've got an existing policy and it's no longer enough and just want to add coverage, we can help you with that too. But regardless, we are here for you as a resource. We look forward to helping and meeting you. And until that day comes, you take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.